Already starting off draft dupes next. Let's see what goes down. Does OMO ABYSSINIAN want to take away that Zoroark that has been so popular, or no, do we go for a more popular defender ban?
Well, the Umbreons are being queued up and Slowbro's on the other side, so it looks like defenders are on the chopping block here in this one. Zoinks, which leaves a lot of great attackers on the table, including, you know, all-rounders like Urshifu. You have Inteleon in there, too. We're going to see where those end up.
I'd be pretty shocked if we see Inteleon go past the first third of your screen. I think that might be the first pick for Luminosity Gaming. Make sure that's in the hands of Curious, what an incredible playmaker, attacker they have truly become in the latter half of the season. But no, actually, we're going to go for that Lapras pick. Rin looked amazing on that Lapras when we last saw them, so I truly think it's just as solid of a spot. Now, OMO ABYSSINIAN, in terms of players to watch, I love Tempest's tank play that we have seen in the past. Snorlax in particular look phenomenal from them, and they may be willing to allow a few of these defenders over to the side of LG, knowing that they have that maybe less commonly picked Pokemon in their back pocket.
Yeah, without a doubt. We know that some of the Eastern teams that we have in this tournament also play a mean Trevenant too, and I would be shocked if Tempest doesn't have one in their pocket either. And then quickly though, Inteleon and Urshifu to go with that Lapras, that is a heck of a draft start for LG. I
mean, we're literally getting every single meta pick. However, Zoroark going to be locked in from OMO ABYSSINIAN. Double Speedster combination that they're going to be bringing to the Sky Ruins along with that Trevenant like you just called out. If you want space to be created for either of your Speedsters, Trevenant is the best in-class defender to do just that.
I mean, the Horn Leash for the big push, and of course the Wood Hammers coming through with the stuns, and now you get two perennial favorites. Elo has been great on this Comfey and Slash, world renowned for that Blissey exclusive. We saw it in the trailer kicking off yesterday, and they locked it in here today.
Double healer composition for the side of Luminosity Gaming. I guess Snorlax was maybe the only other viable option for Slash in this position. However, the Blissey and Urshifu combination is ridiculous. We saw MJK just showcase that in a 2v5 scenario to win them a game. So Luminosity obviously fully capable of big pop-off moments there, but a double healer combination is going to make Lapras extremely tough to deal with, Urshifu extremely tough to deal with, but like normal, Curious is going to have to be sort of self-sufficient from that range.
Well, also Miba locking in the Blastoise, that is a tanky Pokemon. Of course, they get that defender tag, but can play on the offense pretty well. So it's going to be a diverse choice and a great one to pick last. But we got to bring the casters in because this game is kicking off. Kello, Chef, please take it away.
We've got more defenders and supports than we've got actual damage dealers in this game. Not to say that they can't deal their own damage, but what an interesting comp we've got overall. Kello, are you excited for these two teams?
I am very excited considering we have already seen Luminosity shine today with that first match. We'll just have to see how they fare up against OMO ABYSSINIAN.
I'm really excited to see these two match up. Just as far as teams go, I also got to, we got to talk a little bit about the draft, right? So the double healer, I really like this. We know that LG is a team that is really, really strong on supporting their star players to pop off as hard as possible and giving them the two best supports to kind of support a single like pop-off character. I love it.
Look, a Lapras and a Comfey, that Lapras is not going down. And as you said, the defenders, they can actually dish out their own damage as is. We've seen some 100k damage dealt Laprases.
Yeah, and you know, another player, we heard Zoinks earlier talk about Tempest being a really star player on OMO ABYSSINIAN, by the way. I want to talk about Schwa. Schwa, in all of the footage that I watched, is so strong on that kind of speedster style, which we are seeing on the Zoroark. So I'm very excited to see how that goes as well, because that could be one of the counters, you know, trying to go speedster to speedster.
Speedster to speedster, they're trying to speed their way to that win, but we do have them just having a little tuffle up in that top half. Comfey making sure to attach themselves to that Lapras, but unfortunately it ends up getting taken down before they can reattach to the Urshifu there.
Ooh, trying to get the Squirtle, and is gonna get it, but we do have, the Zoroark was there, could have tried to get a little bit of revenge, didn't want to choose to engage, rather trying to get all the Altaria, which is going to happen. That's going to be a huge boost of experience. Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to take on either of those before the Poopa Portal. Will they come back through? They will. They're going for the KO, but not going to be able to quite get it. Hoopa super low and barely escaping. This could be a great opportunity for the turnaround. The Squirtle is here as well. This is so early for a fight, but no, they are not going to be able to escape. Too many on top on the side of OMO Abyssinian, and they're going to be going back to be aggressive.
They are putting the pressure up in that top lane. They want to shut down that Lapras ASAP. Otherwise, let's go have a look in the bottom path here. We have Blissey getting taken down, and now the Drizzly's here as well. Zoroark diving in deep, not even worrying about that Fluxo. Double Lapras here with the illusion, trying to just, you know, weird them out there. I know they did that to me, but we are having them back on up, making sure to go into that central area and focus on those Swablues and Ulterior that have just spawned.
Yeah, let's be honest, the illusion, it doesn't really trick the other team, it doesn't really trick your team, it just tricks the commentary. That's all it's for, just to make us very confused, and it does a great job of it. No, it can be actually pretty confusing when, when you're zipping around in Zoroark, which is what you get to see all the time. But as things stand, things are still looking pretty good for OMO Abyssinian. This is Zoroark, Schwa, exactly like I was saying, really starting to pop off a multiple level, 2+ level lead on everybody else. Oh, the Ninja Doll! It delays a little bit, not gonna get you out of there though.
No, that Solar Beam ends up finishing it off at 30 dunk, and it looks like Schwa ended up not getting in there 40, making sure to just try and whittle it down as much as possible so they can get a maximum overcap.
Yeah, look at this. This Zoroark is just, to be a Zoroark and be against the team that has some of the most pop-off potential, and you're the one popping off, that is just showing how strong OMO Abyssinian is so far. And we are having just two members of OMO Abyssinian completely uncontested at the first Reggie, basement Reggie. Very strange, but at this moment, they're having to deal with the Zoroark more than anything. That's like an entire team to itself, uncontested there. That's going to go to the Leafeon double speedster, by the way, which I didn't get a chance to talk about, but this is looking great for OMO Abyssinian.
And that's the benefit of the Hooper, especially having those tier 1 pads. You're able to just teleport up and down, be wherever you are needed. We do have Leafeon being targeted by that liquidation, but it wasn't able to finish it off, thankfully. Able to teleport home thanks to that hyperspace hole and get some full heals.
The Inteleon's going to be, I think, a really key part of this game. Actually, I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Let's see if they actually continue to push. No, a lot of damage from the Trevenant. What lot was from the Inteleon, by the way. But being able to take out, kind of with an auto-target liquidation, one of these two speedsters with how much damage Inteleon can do can be the game changer if you can make it happen correctly. But if you're the one that gets dove as the Inteleon, then you can be the one giving up the game.
That's where those stacks come in to get that crit damage as well. You want to make sure before you pop that liquidation that you have one of those diamonds on there. Otherwise, we do have a little bit of an engage here. Bliss assistance going on to that Lapras. Zoroark just zipping their way through to that portal, popping back up like a jack-in-the-box, and now they are here to rumble.
And we get to see some points going in at tier 2. OMO Abyssinian leading by 136. And on top of that, actually, they're the ones getting pushed now. This is going to be a great way to counter exactly what I was just saying. Now down within 46-point difference. And there's an attempt to get some experience here. This Hoopa maybe not going to be able to get away. It's going to be very tough. Hoopa does have that really sneaky ability, but, the grass knot Comfey gonna make sure that doesn't happen.
This is why you do not want to come up against a grass knot Comfey. It just ends up locking you down on the ground, allowing that Urshifu to finish it off. Zoroark on such low HP. Urshifu didn't even go to chase it down, instead focusing on this blue buff here.
Ooh, this is a great invade. And now the Hoopa's back for a little revenge. Like, hey, I'm still here. You took me down, but I'm not going to let you just run around for free. And we are just about at the spawn for the second baseman, Reggie. It looks like most of OMO Abyssinian is going to be there, and only the Inteleon on the other side. So this is going to be a very scary thing considering the Zoroark is here. You just do not want to get even close to that Zoroark as the Inteleon, or you are just getting basically one shot. However, this is going to be the Urshifu versus the Zoroark, maybe the main story of this game. The Comfey on top, the Hoopa as well, just allowing some of these resets. And right now, nobody's getting KO'd, waiting for that big first engage, and that's going to be it. The Unite's getting popped, Hoopa unbound, going through the portal as well in the unbound mode. Very, very nice strategy there. And everybody's going to stay healthy, nobody fully committing, but this Unite already being used to bring down everybody.
They are using their resources here, but we do have OMO Abyssinian with that Leafeon Unite still there. They are engaging for a full flip here, but look at that. It is 4 members of Luminosity that have been taken down. It's only the Lapras surviving, and there we go. It has been taken down. There is enough space for OMO Abyssinian to take down this Registeel for themselves.
They actually all almost went back and had Reggie reset right there. But it was a great, great turnaround. That was an amazing team fight for OMO Abyssinian. They are looking just totally in control here. Like I said, Schwa just controlling so much. And now also the fact that we're depending so much on these double melee for the damage. This Blastoise is just going to be so much collateral damage to every single member of that team. I just feel like the team comp in general from OMO Abyssinian is just great, but still not too huge of a lead. They've got about a level on most of the members of Luminosity, and we've still got 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in this game. This big Regieleki could be big, especially if Luminosity can get it sending to the tier 2.
Yes, that will create some pressure, waste some time, allow Luminosity to just get some resources that they do need. Because looking at the levels, we have 3 level 13s on the side of OMO ABYSSINIAN, and the largest level in Luminosity is only that level 12 Lapras.
Yeah, we might see 14 too by the final stretch. We, I think, have a great chance of that. They are going to have to take a little bit of time to take down the Regieleki. Regieleki does give you a little bit of experience, though, so it's not the worst thing in the world, especially considering half of the map is far. But this is a big push. Right before these final 2-minute mark, we're going to see a real big attempt to at least get some of this tier 1 down, maybe set themselves up for a big overdunk. However, too many members, they realize, of OMO ABYSSINIAN are coming down to defend. Big bonus of having that Hoopa is that everybody can rotate to wherever they want to. Everybody can go back, even if you get that first initial damage. And now look at this, just back to mobility. It's going to come down to this final stretch, this Ray fight, and it's going to have to be Luminosity to make the first big move.
Yes, going to have to be the Luminosity to make the first big move, but look at this. We have OMO ABYSSINIAN already in this central area, while Luminosity are just trying to farm up some experience, get those levels up and running. Everybody does have their Unite move, except for that Blissey.
Oh, yeah, but that's such a big one to have. That would be really useful. I mean, especially when it could be behind Overlord or Rin. That could be the entire game. I'm also kind of any but their damage dealers, of course. I'm not going to counter curious as well. But this is really what you want, where you want to have it, and they're going to maybe try to build back a little bit of it, a little bit of an initiation here. Overlord still does have the Kombe on top of them, and that might be a lot of damage on the Blasters, but here we go. The double speedsters starting to jump in, or at least just one of them, and the Trevenant, and that's going to be Overlord low, but making the KO on the Hoopa. That's going to be huge to start this off. The escape might come from the Leafeon, but Tempest on that tree is going to build a little bit more space. And now we're going to have to see a reset from OMO ABYSSINIAN as some of this damage is starting to go on Rayquaza.
Oh, starting to go on Rayquaza, but these team fights are so scattered. You have the Zoroark and the Urshifu and Comfy battling it out. Zoroark is going to back for some full HP here. Rayquaza is at half HP. We have everybody here trying to take it down, and it ends up being the Lapras that gets the secure for Luminosity.
Oh, and that's going to be 1 KO. It's going to be 2 KOs soon against Blastoise. 3 on the Hoopa. The Blastoise actually staying up way longer than I thought. They're just ignoring it. They're like, we do not even care. That Blissey might be the one to take in. That's going to be a 100 dunk. Big Burgers. 46 seconds left, but there's still only a 40-second lead. All right, it's starting to build. It's starting to build. And these points, yeah, this is starting to become unsurmountable. They would have to somehow get all the way across the map. They do have a good amount in their pockets, but this is looking like this might be the game for Luminosity. We do see, though, Tempest gonna get almost down, undoubtedly, this 84 in.
Yeah, 84, but it is no match to that 520 points that Luminosity have on the board. May seem like things are dire going into that final stretch, but you know what? When there is a Ray, there is a way.
There always is, and that fight just went so well in the favor of Luminosity. That was really, really good. They were able to keep Overlord up, and that's the most important thing, is that you can keep Overlord from not exiting the fight, right? And there were some moments where there were some really big jumps against Overlord, but they did not fully have the damage to back it up. Like, I think he went down to maybe like 10% HP, maybe 20% HP, but one more big hit could have been it. And so, I want to know what the casters think about that, because that was really close to kind of getting down to the last lifeline for North America.
Down to the wire it was. Doob Snacks, LG, the last hope of NA. Well, making us sweat up here a little bit, or everybody back home in the NA region.
Without a doubt, coming in with that classic, as you know, Lapras, the secure monster, Rin
yes.
stepping up.
Correct.
Getting the fairy Pokemon in there and sealing that thing up. And it was a great moment. And like Chef just pointed out, obviously the main target when any team is trying to engage in LG is to take down Overlord and then do the work that you have left after that. And they just couldn't quite cross that threshold. And because of that, they were able to just start shelling in damage, getting themselves a Rayquaza, and subsequently a win.
I was worried about this double healer composition that Luminosity was trying to employ. I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in it. However, it looked real good when you're trying to support Overlord in their incredible Urshifu gameplay. And man, did it ever look amazing in this game number 1. Currently, they have a 1-0 lead. Reminder, whoever wins this is going to be in that winner's finals matchup. Luminosity definitely playing with a lot of fire.
Yeah, OMO Abyssinian, you see right there, I mean, they're trying to get the Hoopa portal down, was OMO, but they got chipped up immediately, and then when they were there, they were sitting ducks, and they got buckled instantly. So, I mean, good team fight out of LG, way to suss out the situation. OMO, though, they had themselves a pretty darn good game up until that point.
It was actually such an interesting decision there from the Hoopa on the side of OMO Abyssinian. They had the hoops unbound, they had that huge stun in Hyperspace Fury, and they chose Inteleon to try to stop, to make that objective secure not happen, and unfortunately it was the Lapras that grabbed it. So I mean, just really a tough 50-50 choice. No surprises here for player of the game, by the way. Overlord gonna take that one, 112,000 damage. Again, I have never seen a 5-digit number in that category for this player.
Certainly not today.
No.
And every time they put up Overlord's picture, they really need to have picture-in-picture with Slash and Elo there as well. Because, I mean, a race car is a race car, and it can go fast, but there's a lot of people that make that thing go to begin with, and you got to give them credit, too.
To quote Rin on stage, saying Elo can 1v9 out there. Support's not getting enough love, so Elo definitely has been an amazing part of this team. You can see them here on the end of the table. Calm, cool, collected, but honestly, what Elo brings to the table is just amazing playmaking, but they back that up with mechanical skill. How deep the pool is for this support player is absolutely incredible, and when they get to play Hoopa, I always want LG to play Hoopa. When they get to play Hoopa, it looks so unbelievably good. However, the cone face been looking fantastic. The support Umbreon from Elo also been amazing this weekend.
Without a doubt, we're jumping straight into draft. LG off the back of a solid team fight and a Game 1 win. They're going to look to repeat that, but first, we got to get ourselves through this ban phase.
I love this early strategy. If OMO Abyssinian sticks with this strategy, I'm really going to like it. You ban away the slow row with the hopes that you can grab the Lapras. However, LG playing really well into that time frame. They're going to be choosing that one as their ban. So, 2 defenders now off the table. Umbreon is going to be in tough contention. However, of course, Inteleon and even Leafeon, which OMO has definitely been showing a lot of draft priority to all weekend long. They could try to grab this early. However, I imagine we're going to be looking at either Umbreon or Inteleon here.
That's a great call out. Something I want to shout to OMO Abyssinian. A lot of the teams from the East don't respect Slowbro as much as the teams from the West. Yep. And to see OMO make a nod to the Slowbro, get that off the map, shows to me that they're thinking through this event and evolving a little bit, locking in another premier defender in Umbreon.
Wow, look at this aggressive draft from Luminosity, taking out 2 incredible damage-dealing Pokemon, Inteleon for their attacker, and then taking away the Zoroark from OMO Abyssinian. If they want to play that double speedster composition, they're going to have to be moving a little bit farther down the tier list in terms of speedsters to round out that play style, thanks to Overlord grabbing one of the best in the game.
Well, 2 things to note. In the face of those damage dealers, they give themselves another bulky Pokemon in Blastoise, but that pivots over, and you wanted the Elo Hoopa. They're hovering it now. This might be our first opportunity to see it today because, man, it is something special to watch Elo work with that Pokemon.
I know you have been in your Hoopa training arc for many months now, it seems like.
Yeah, and I'm not getting any better.
Okay, good. Well, now is the time to focus up, Deuce. Next, Elo is about to put on a clinic, I know, but what is OMO Abyssinian going to grab for their support pick? Umbreon really can fill in that role.
Right.
Blastoise can fill in that defender role, but honestly, both of them like that more flexible position. Grabbing a true support Pokemon like Eldegoss is a really good round out. Now, what I honestly do not like out of this draft of Abyssinian is this Espeon pick. This bottom path has been such an important one, and time after time, we've seen the Alolan Ninetales be a bit stronger of a pick here, but due to Espeon being picked, that natural counter of A9 into Buzzwole, it does not exist, and now this Buzzwole pick feels a lot safer into this combination of OMO Abyssinian. All they're going to have to do is avoid those Umbreon mean look stuns, and other than that, they're going to have free range to run around.
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe that Eldegoss would become a Clefable, at least get the gravity coverage there. It's like a pseudo coverage, but a big shock to me, and something we haven't seen almost at all this weekend. There is no Urshifu in this game. Not on the bans, not on these teams, which means they are going deep in the well to figure out how to break each other here and move through this World's event.
Wow. Well, I mean, Abyssinian had a draft that I definitely had some question marks to in game number 1, but they made it an extremely close game against the current reigning world champions of Luminosity Gaming. Let's see how game 2 looks as Kello and Wonder Chef take us away.
All right, here we go, Chef. OMO Abyssinian versus Luminosity. Now, Luminosity, they are looking quite fierce. If they take this, they're going to progress their way through that winners finals and send OMO Abyssinian down into that lower bracket.
That's right. I'm still shocked from exactly what Doopsnack said. An LG game where there's no Urshifu. I actually do not literally remember the last time that we saw that, so I am very surprised. But on the other side, OMO ABYSSINIAN, they were just 2 picks away from having the full EV team. I feel like they should have just done it at this point.
Look, you gotta rock those full EVs, get that little boost.
Yeah, 1% buff.
I don't know. We have Squirtle and a Gossifleur there. We're fine. Otherwise, we are sending that Leafeon into that central area. It makes sense. You want to get it online. And we do have the Gossifleur. I believe it'll probably end up taking this red buff for themselves to just slow down their opponents.
Yeah, and of course, this is going to be the most confusing little phase where you have 3 EVs on the same team. You're going to figure out which one is which by looking at those kind of health bar portraits. But once they start getting that level 4 involved, it will be a lot more simple. But whoa, okay, aggression going on. This Buzzwole might go down right off the bat. Great heal there. And it's not quite going to go down, but a surprisingly high amount of damage from a Gossifleur / Squirtle path up on top. That seemed like that was not going to be quite that much.
Look, it's just all about getting that experience earlier on, trying to get those levels, especially coming up to a Buzzwole that doesn't evolve at all. Squirtle and Gossifleur, they have to play it safe. Otherwise, down in the bottom half, we do have some aggression. We have Luminosity getting those first points of the match. So that is some stacks on the table for them.
Ooh. Oh, the Sobble going down instantly, but then in return, the Leafeon going down instantly. This is just, they're just playing Leapfrog, but with, I don't know, it's KOs, I guess. That's going to be huge EXP on both sides. I mean, being able to take down the Sobble very quickly is a really great way to shut it down. It doesn't hate its early levels because its current water gun is very, very strong, but you really want to kind of nerf it for a little bit later in the game.
Oh, but we do have that Pollen Puff attached to Overlord. It is able to survive and make it on out as we have the Buzzwole and the Phantom there to protect it. Going back, going to make sure to get those buffs in. But you know what? Hoopapoddle is going up, it's going down, I don't know. But we have Curious here in the bottom path, once again trying to contest this farm, trying to get that level 7 ASAP.
Yeah, Curious having a little bit, I wouldn't say it's too difficult of a time, but you know, had a little bit of a tough time getting all that early EXP. Still, the overall lead in EXP is going to go to Luminosity, and whoever's going to get this 8-minute spawn is going to be at a huge advantage. And that looked like that was not Psyshock looking like.
No, it isn't. It doesn't have that secure.
Yeah.
Instead, it is... I can't even remember what that move is, Chef.
I know.
Oh my gosh, my brain's just blanked. There we go, we both blanked.
You know, to be honest, I blinked out on it and I threw it to you and I was really...
How often do we see an Espeon?
I know.
All right, here we go. We do have another KO. Zora Arc is down for the count right now. We do have Trevenant making sure to be in that front line, making sure they do not get any dunks. They want to keep that as a donut.
Oh, yeah, but, oh, wow, that's so much damage. Look at even on the Umbreon, Tempest having to get out of there, the liquidation. Oh, immediately doing so much damage, but also doing so much damage is going to be that Solar Blade. So this is just going to be damage to damage. Once again, Inteleon is going to be a really key part of all of this. I'm actually really surprised that we ended up seeing Curious get that Inteleon again. It's going to have to deal with the Leafeon this time around, with Schwa piloting a different speedster, which is arguably maybe even a scarier speedster, but depending on how it plays. And there we go, that's exactly why, especially with that Unite, one of the greatest kind of targeted KO options in the game. But who's going to get the last hit? That's going to be, once again, Schwa on that Leafeon, looking to be popping off once again, I say as they get KO'd.
Yes, that is a bit of a trade there, but we have the Zoroark on the hunt. Overlord wants some revenge, but are they going to get caught out? No! Slash is there for some backup to use a huge Horn Leech, and now we have a reset there from the Hoopapoddle. They are diving back in. Umbreon is left all alone. 1v4, they cannot survive that at all.
Wow, look at that. That Solar Blade took over half of Curious' HP in one single hit, but then it was just like, yeah, I'm just going to farm up a little bit of damage, try to get that over 100k at the end of the game, but I'm going to let you take that goal because I definitely cannot solo defend that. That's one of the biggest things. Oh, speaking of that, getting taken down immediately. Wow, Overlord just running amok. Oh, but getting taken down by the foul play, it looks like maybe. Oh, no, actually, it was the Espeon that took down in the end. So finally finding some answers, but we're not seeing as heavy of a support on Overlord this time. So we'll see if Overlord can stay up as much as he was previously.
Yeah, 2-for-1 trade there. We do have Buzzwole trying to get in their dunks, but Leafeon was there to try and stop that. Going in back for a reset and allows this Leafeon to take those Swabloos for themselves.
Oh, try to get that last hit with the Solar Blade. Solar Blade's such a great secure option. That's the biggest thing, is one of the best secure options, maybe the best actually, from a speedster in the game. I think that's actually true. I've never really considered that, but it's almost definitely true. And we'll see if it comes into play again here one more time. Like, we don't have the side shock, so we're gonna we're gonna not have that easy secure, but a great way to use that Unite 2 from the Trevenant. And this is gonna be just an attempt to back up. They've got to back up, they've got to defend this. This would take it down to 20, which will add a pretty good overdunk if they wanted to, but aggressive out of Luminosity. They're going to be using the hoop unbound, trying to pull the entire team over. However, they're all kind of falling into the danger zone, as it's going to be one going down. Overlord at minimum, trading for the Blastoise. Regieleki, though, is going to be the 6th man, make the numbers in their advantage. 2 down on the side of OMO ABYSSINIAN, and that's going to be LG taking that tier 1.
Now, because that Trevenant ended up getting that 27, it wasn't as great of an overcap, but you know what? That tier 1 is gone, and it's going to create so much space for Luminosity here. We do have a Reg Ice that has spawned in this bottom path. Overlord trying to solo it, but Eldegoss is sneaking their way over along with the Umbreon, hoping possibly to get a steal. But look at this sneaky Inteleon hiding in that tall grass. Is it going to get spotted? And can they get the snipe here? Reg Ice ends up getting locked down once again by Shua on the Leafeon.
Schwa has been an MVP player for sure this set so far, but I don't know if it's enough. Getting targeted there by the Buzzwole, managing to get away pretty well. Oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't Schwa getting targeted. That was going to be the Espeon. And whoa, big Unite from the Blastoise. Cannot quite catch Rin, and that is going to be a lot of EXP they're going to be missing out on. They still did manage to get Hoopa at least, so we're going to get some of that. This is staying a very competitive game. I feel like this is closer than we saw in game number 1.
Oh, close indeed, but you know what? It was, if I do my quick math here, it's about 103 points in the lead to Luminosity right here. Look at that, I can do math. Otherwise, we have another Rings Unbound from the Hooper. They are trying to just apply some pressure. Phantom Force to just knock up that Leafeon, but they are able to speed away Eldegoss, being collateral damage there.
It's actually 97 points, but you know.
My bad. There we go, I can't do math.
Never try, never try. I'm surprised that I got that one even. But yeah, also I figured out, by the way, Sword Power. This is going to be for Regieleki for sure for Luminosity, but Sword Power is going to be the other move that we're going to see on that Espeon, which has been working honestly very, very well. It might be an attempt to try and be able to kind of control some of this speedster ability without having to get that solo target, especially against a Zoroark. It can be very hard to manually target any of your Pokemon moves against them.
Yes, well, we do have OMO ABYSSINIAN making sure to take care of that Regieleki, but all the meantime, as they are distracted, we have 3 members of Luminosity making their way downtown. We have the Buzzwole and Trevenant diving onto that tier 2, as everybody else is just farming up experience, trying to see what they can do and get their Unite moves back. Trevenant, in a bit of a pickle, does end up getting taken down. A really risky move, I must say, from Trevenant and Buzzwole to go down there.
It was, and now also there was a little bit of opportunity. I think that LG kind of wanted to try and take this basement Reggie. They're still kind of going around it. There's 20 seconds left. They could go for it if they wanted to. Looks like Overlord's starting to shift down, but they don't want to overcommit. They don't want to get picked at this exact moment, and especially the fact that now Slash went down as well. I think, yeah, it looks like they're not going to want to fully commit to it. They have a lead, but it's a lead that if Ray is taken, no matter kind of how many people are still up, this is going to be a really good spot for OMO ABYSSINIAN. But Luminosity just needs to win one more to make it into the winners finals. They've got the lead, they've got great positioning, they've got a slight level disadvantage though. They're gonna have to make this work.
But the benefit is everybody has their Unite moves as they hide in the tall grass, trying to find some unsuspecting prey here. Who is going to get caught out? Elo is wandering around, pops that Hooper portal down there to just distract them, waiting for that Rings Unbound to be popped out.
I feel like that Ray took a little bit of time to turn around. That was kind of strange, but there's no real big commitment. We've actually got Rin, I believe, up on that top path looking to get a huge back score. Look at this, nobody to contest, and that's going to be a big initiation instead for OMO ABYSSINIAN, realizing that they're going to have the numbers advantage, but they're going to be the first ones to get taken down. It's going to be Schwa going down, and so LG completely in the lead, taking down 2 more with only 2 left and a 200-point lead. Luminosity going for this. Can Blastoise get the steal? It's the last chance possible, but being chased down by Curios on that Inteleon, that's gonna be it. No way to come back from that. 50 AOS energy in all of their pockets. That is going to be LG.
This is the benefit of having that rings unbound. Obviously, you had that Buzzwell going and dunking in that top half, but as things started to look dire there, it made sure to come back as soon as it got those dunks. They are waving on in, trying to take them down. They have those shields on hand, but we do have Inteleon getting taken down. Hooper is still trying to kite around, save that shield, but you know what? 751 to 117. I think there's a clear winner here. It is Luminosity.
Yeah, all you can do at this point is say, you know what, we're going to get a few revenge KOs. We're going to try our best. 10 seconds left. You might not even be able to get to that tier 1 and get any of those points in. Regardless, it wouldn't matter. Luminosity keeping the dream of the West alive as they're going to be moving into the winners finals 2-0. Congratulations. A great showing.
Look, this is why they were the world champs in 2022. They want to take this back to back, and they are really showing us what they are made of. But obviously, it isn't over for OMO ABYSSINIAN yet, as they do make their way down into that lowest bracket.
Yeah, they've been playing amazing. I felt like they were doing really well in a lot of those situations. I think a lot of this just came down to those Rayquaza fights. Again, we saw such amazing speedster play out of Schwa in particular, just destroying the early game, especially when they were given that Zoroark. They were able to do so much. Even when they were given the Leafeon, they might not get as many KOs, but their secure power was off the charts. It came down to LG being so comfortable, I think, with how their team comp works in those final moments, and they came out on top both times.
And you can see during this graph, they held that lead. They held onto it very, very tight, and they did not let OMO ABYSSINIAN get any closer as they flatlined towards the end.
Yeah, they're being able to control all that space, and all that score was so great. We can see the stat lines across the board. Honestly, kind of low damage. The stored power actually leading the pack across the entire game, so that was a really cool pick on the Espeon. I didn't feel like it wasn't a right pick. You know, again, it felt like there was very much a chance that OMO ABYSSINIAN could win this. They were ahead in EXP for a good amount of time, but in the end, I still think it was a cool pick, and it was very impressive.
But wait a minute, Overlord didn't reach those triple digits.
True.
Oh, all right. As we go and have a look at some highlights here, some knockouts, you can see the aggression that OMO ABYSSINIAN were trying to bring, but Luminosity was able to match that.
Yeah, this was honestly such a cool game to watch. This was so based around kind of like being able to have these really quick melee carries, whether it's actually Speedster, whether it's an Urshifu, it didn't really matter. This was just a great showing of individual skill, and of course a full team to be able to back up everybody on each side. I feel like this is a really well-matched 2, and it didn't feel like a 2-0 to me. You can just see how much of a back and forth this was in these replays.
All those individual gears turning to just work as a team and power that machine, the wrecking ball that Luminosity was. Obviously, we can see them popping their Unite moves. We have the Rayquaza fight here. It was super duper intense as they do pop their Unite moves, but thankfully, we did end up having that Buzzwell come in clutch through that portal and finish him off.
Oh yeah, and there was even still almost a scary little chance that maybe the Blastoise could have done it right there, but a great spacing from Curios on that Inteleon. And like you said, what a great opportunity for LG to keep moving forward. Of course, your previous world champions, and if there was an MVP of that last year, it may have been this player here, Overlord. On the Zoroark, considerably less supported. This is 70k damage, almost probably the lowest that Overlord has had this entire tournament.
Can we just add an extra 0 on there?
That wouldn't be wrong, I'm sure.
No, not at all. But you know what? I think that was a pretty intense match. Luminosity, they are looking good today as they progress their way